Live, the high response marketing live show. Somehow I made it on here. I don't know how. Let me turn this on.
I love that neon sign. That's awesome.
Yeah. I don't even know if no one's even going to know I'm live. It's so frustrating. And I don't even know if a lot of people say that they can't. You subscribe and you hit the bell, but it still doesn't show on YouTube. You would just think if you were subscribed and you hit the notifications that YouTube would say, hey, this person is live right now. But it depends on me to send an email that I never have time to send. It's so frustrating. Nick, you subscribed? Did you get no notification? Probably not subscribed to me.
Let me see.
That's why. You're not subscribed. Earl Carvin, good to see you. Good to see you. Wait 1 second. Oh shit! I put the sorry. There. You get that text? You can go. You can see it. Right on time. I know. Somehow I freaking had to rush out of here. It's so much going on. We're like 20 deals behind right now. I'm like 20 orders. So people are probably going to see me online and be like, where's my thing? I'm trying. Popped up for you. Well, thank you. Appreciate that, Lloyd. Thank you. I can't automate it because I don't have time to write it. I wish if I could sit down and think, what am I going to talk about this week? And then write an email about it. Then I could do that through the week and then just automate it to send, ideally the night before and the day morning. But I can't. I don't know. I'm trying. My time. I don't have the time. It's a poor excuse, but I don't know. I don't know how to do it. You would think that I'd have this figured out 10 years later. It's been 10 years. I still can't figure out how to make time to think of what I'm going to talk about for half an hour. Good, baby's good. Thank you. Yeah, you can absolutely, Yuri. You can ask any question you want. Local marketing. My specialty is postcard marketing. That's my thing. But you can ask anything. We have a lot of veteran marketers on here that do SEO, that do social media, that do reputation, and all sorts of stuff as well. Good to see you, Bruce, over in Las Vegas. Jesus Christ. I think we can just talk local marketing. That's the only thing I have. I have something cool to share with you to show you. Did yours show up, Lena? Did it? Okay, good. Fancy. Did you get notification, Nick?
No.
You never got notification. See? That's why. Some people don't. Or you weren't subscribed. Probably weren't
subscribed on a different account.
You probably weren't subscribed.
Can't
even get my own workers to subscribe to me.
I have like 5 different email accounts or YouTube accounts.
Yeah. Should it be 5 more subscribers? Jaden subscribed on all hers. Actually, she was when I was hitting 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers or something. We were at like 29.98. So she subscribed on her other account. Bruce is in Las Vegas. He lives in Hawaii, but he's in Las Vegas. If I have it right, I probably have it wrong. I was going to share that this never gets old. This never gets old. Wait, I'll show you in a second. Van, it's always good to see you. Once a month, you should do postcard critiques. I would love to. And I should start asking, but some people are real weird with that. You know, there's some people don't want their postcards blasted on there, and some people do, but I probably should. I probably should just ask. I just don't want to pop someone's postcard up there without their permission, you know. And I have such good ones. Like I have one right here, and it's so good. It's such a good card, but I can't just put someone else's business on there. Now, if it came in the mail, that's one thing. But if I'm doing it, like I can't put someone's thing on there. Oh, well, thank you, Angelina. I really appreciate that. It lightens the day a little bit. I have not used AI, and I'm not like I do like AI and for its useful things, but I'm not a fan of AI art. I'm an avid watercolorist. I don't know if you know my middle name is Renoir. My mom named me after the painter. And I just have hard feelings about AI generated art. So I don't like how it looks. I just don't like, I feel weird about it. It feels sleazy. So I don't, as far as artwork, but as far as headlines and stuff, I should make a whole video on this. ChatGPT is amazing for coming up with headlines, taglines, offers. I should probably put that on here. As far as the copy, let's put that up here. ChatGPT for headlines and copy, because it is an incredible. You can use ChatGPT for so many things on a postcard, for what kind of offers, incentives to run, little blurbs. Write me a short subhead, a short, compelling 1-paragraph piece of copy for my veterinarian practice. Give me 10 funny slogans to write. Give me 10 easy to read headlines. It's incredible for that. And even if you're a marketer and you're selling postcard campaigns, you can use this as a resource for you to go look like a magician. You're writing these amazing things. So for that, it's incredible. Incredible. Thank you, Sarah, for showing up. I appreciate it. Corey, we're sending out your stickers. Lena was just about to send out your stickers. She was just about to, but they're waiting on me just to confirm. But we have them all done. They're all done. Corey's all the way over in Foster City, California, Sacramento, or San Francisco. They sound so similar. There's a Matrix says Matrix Swayze. I love that name. Is it possible it's a 9x12 or M6 by cold calling? Yes. One of the most successful students I've ever had. And I've got a couple podcast episodes with him. It's a pretty incredible story. He was living out of his van he was making like $100,000 a month. He's making $100,000 a month in real estate, and everything crashed. He went to completely broke. He was just riding the wave. He was selling land, actually. He was selling it via postcards, and he liked the postcard thing, and he found me on the Warrior Forum and bought, like, with his last $30, he bought like the 9x12 system. I have a couple podcasts with him. It's really good. He's in the Midwest. He's in Minnesota. And he was living in a van with his wife and their dog. And I think their kid was living with the grandmother or something because they were homeless. And he spent this $30 on my course. That's all it was at the time. And he was like, I got to do this. And he sold it. I'm just giving you some inspiration. He sold it 100%. He couldn't go to the next big city. He wanted to sell it in like the big city, but he didn't have the gas money. So he just cold called it at close to $800 at, what? Oh, is that more?
That's nice.
Oh yeah, wherever. Just separate them from the other one so we don't. That's fine. Right there is fine. He didn't want to spend the gas. So he spends like $700 something and just cold calls and fills the thing up and then does it again. It's just an inspiration for you. You can absolutely sell a 9x12 or M6 by cold calling. You would be better off doing an M6 by cold calling. And the secret to cold calling for these is, well, persistence, but you really, really want to spend time preparing who you're going to call, because you have to think, what are the businesses that I'm going to have the better time calling. There's a lot of businesses that you'll have a better result cold calling. And actually they'll be easier to reach by cold calling than other methods. And those would be things like home services are a really good one. You can fill an entire card up with home services. Is that Derek?
It is.
Where have you been?
I gotta blow by
Holy
all these businesses because they give me air that's got to be off by 10.
Oh, because you have air. Oh, wow.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm not.
You had me all nervous and stuff. Yeah.
They give me over 200 stops. So
Jesus Christ. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Call, complain to them.
Yeah.
I can't keep it.
Yeah, it's not you. Yeah. No. Thank you.
You're
I
welcome. man.
appreciate it. See ya. UPS driver, my boy Derek. It's always good to make these relationships. Befriend your UPS drivers, anything UPS, post office. Befriend all your carriers, the postmasters. This stuff will come in such handy use. They will do favors for you. It's worth befriending all these good contacts. It was like the one time I had a mailing. Wait, I gotta take this down. This is okay. There's only been like 2 or 3 times in my 12 years that I've messed up, like really messed up a mailing. One time in the beginning was a disaster. It was something I did, it was my own mistake. I'll never make that mistake again. That was bad. And I had crisscrossed lists. I had crisscrossed marketing lists, and one person's mailing went to another list. That was an early mistake. That was terrible. 2 was I accidentally printed the same exact artwork on a 10,000 piece order of someone signed my 12. I printed their last artwork instead of the new one, so I had to redo it. That was an expensive mistake. And one time years ago, I accidentally put someone's mailing in the wrong. I like mix matched the shipping labels, and I realized that after. So like something that was supposed to go to like California was going to Florida or something. And I realized that after I had dropped it off to the post office. So Sarah, me and Sarah, my wife, I'm like, Sarah, I think I just messed this up. I think I just put this. So fortunately we were friends with the post office girl, and we like called her. She was in the Burger King drive-thru. She's like, I'll be right back. And she opens up the post office, and we freaking go fishing through all the stuff. And then we found out there was on the truck. So she knew the truck driver. So they had the truck come back, and we could put the stuff in or something. We were fishing it out of the truck shipment and stuff. It was crazy, and we got it. But those were oh my God, those were terrible. Yeah. This thing, I can only release this when I get Scott because I'm not going to put something out before I owe it so much to Scott Meisner review card guide, which I'm trying every single day. I'm trying to get this done. I got to get that out. The review cards, they're so awesome. It's going to be such a good course. These awesome things here. And I have a political guide that's overdue that I got to get out. And then I can release it because it's there's so much. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that, Corey. See, I think all the people that say they're just not subscribed. They're just not actually subscribed. To finally answer that question. Hopefully you can hear me okay. My microphone's kind of far away, but I think it enhances it to get it. Pick the businesses that are likely. You have to do brain power and think who is likely going to pick up. Because if you're calling places that are not likely to be picked up, reachable by phone, then you're going to be spending a lot of time. So home services are really good. Even things like lawyers, furniture stores, like there's a lot of places you can call and totally fill out a card cold calling. 100%. Amber Chisholm, remember she had a really good story too. Remember her? She sold out her cards. She was broke, living, and the only place she could get cell phone service was in the horse stable at her mom's house or something. So she had to walk out to the horse stable every single morning to get reception enough to call. They were homeless, living at their parents', and was able to sell multiple cards. That's another inspiring story. I think that's on my podcast or something somewhere. What is a great offer for EDDM? Are you asking there? You're saying the Chat GPT? I'm not totally sure. Like an incentive? I'm probably not reading it right. Yeah, these would be great, right? And then I think we should. I think we really should. I see so many. Oh my God. I saw one of the worst postcards I've ever seen the other day. And the guy didn't respond. And I died. It was one of the worst. This is probably the worst one. I mean, this was bad. This was a really bad one. Then I had one this morning. I gotta be careful. This morning I did one because I never know if they're like watching something. And there's a glaring problem. The Okay, you know how I talk about in the it's like the most important thing with EDM. Put the I gotta remember to talk about that. Put the EDM label on the correct side, okay? The correct side. Where's I can't show someone's card that I don't have permission. Do I have something I can show? No. I want to show that one so bad. Put the I don't have one sitting right here. Put the addressed side, the part with the EDM and Disha is the most important part. It's the part, it's the side that people are going to see, but everyone puts that as the huge white space, little crappy copy on it. And then people just see the boring side. That's what they get. And then they say, this is stupid. I don't know what this is. But there's one I did today that is the whole campaign's it's going to totally bomb because of that. But they're up against such a rush. And I can't say what it is because then if they're watching, it'll be a giveaway. If they would just flip the freaking, if Dan and Disha could just be flipped onto the other side. Otherwise, people are going to get this and not even have a clue what this is or anything. It's going to be a wasted campaign. I see this all the time. All the time. Most of the time, I'll suggest it. Most of the time, I will suggest, hey, if you want people to see your artwork looks good, just a suggestion, you might want to put the EDM marks on the other side because that's the side you probably want people to see first. That's usually how I word it. I try to give people some heads up. But sometimes people are up against a deadline rush and you can't save them all. Yeah, Can we send photos of the postcards? Yeah, absolutely. That'll be good. Probably, oh my God, I live in my car out there. I gave it right out. Get it. I save all the postcards. I keep meaning to talk about these. I keep meaning to. But I do have one that came in the mail today. I'll share in a second. 13 people on here. Freaking no one shows up. No one shows up except you guys. You're my favorites. Yeah, no problem. Let's hope they get there, right? So I'm sending it overnight, so let's hope it gets there. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate it. Had an overnight. I freaking lost. So I had a real small mailing, and I lost it, which is why I shouldn't be doing these. I'm not. Right now. Nick and Lena are doing the mailing. They're the best at doing these. But sometimes they're not, they got their shifts over, so I gotta get something out. You don't want me preparing these mailings. I've done a bazillion of them, but I'm trying to do so many other things and I misplace stuff and I don't follow the processes and I put stuff in places it shouldn't be. And I lost 2 of the mailing. I lost 2. There was going to 3 places, 3 post offices, and I lost 2 of them, the postcards. And her event was coming up and it's like every day I'm like, I know they're here. I know that they're here. So then she's upset, when these things going to hit. I understand. I'm like, I find them. I scramble. I spent all morning yesterday before anyone came in. I had to find them. My own fault. And so I refunded her and sent them overnight UPS Express next day air. So spent a gazillion dollars to get these out in time. It's the kind of stuff I'll do for people, but oh my God, it cost me so much. I refunded her almost like 90%, 75, 80% of it. I think about 80% of it, I refunded her. So I ate the cost of like almost everything and sent this all UPS the next day because it bothers me so much if something doesn't go perfect for you guys. I love you guys. Stock photos, I'll tell you the best. Deposit photos is really good. And I think you can get subscription on AppSumo for them too. They come up sometimes, but Canva has the Canva Pro subscription. Spend the $10 a month or whatever it is for Canva Pro. I really should be an affiliate for Canva Pro. And you get a ton of stock images. So it's really good. Those would be my recommendations. Canva Pro will give you like all the stock images you need. Totally worth it. Oh, incentive ideas, sure. Did you get my email? Yeah, I did. Yeah, Laston, I appreciate that. I can't calls. I can't take calls, I get calls all day. Imagine your phone ringing at least, I don't know, at least every 10 minutes. It's got to be. I mean, there's got to be 4 or 5 calls every hour. There's just no way you can take them all. And the problem with phone calls is I do take them when I can. I do. I'm on the phone a lot, way more than I should be. Here's the problem with phone calls. You talk on the phone. Every conversation is long. You can never have a quick. If it's a 5-minute conversation, then it's something that can just be answered in a text or email. So anytime someone needs to talk on the phone, it's a 15, 20, 40-minute phone call. And I like to talk, so it ends up being really long conversations. Are great. Then no one remembers everything we just talked about. No one can remember. You can't recall any of the information. How are you supposed to remember all this? Numbers, figures, thoughts, ideas, jokes, all you can't remember it. So you have to then, the only way you can remember anything is to write it down after or during, which is weird. You're writing down things while you're talking, which is really, it's hard to do both. It's becomes like a robotic, and then you're doing twice the work. And then you have to enter these notes into your CRM or whatever. Got to enter them in CRM. It becomes like it's such a huge time. Like a phone call requires so much effort and time, and you can't do anything else. And I can't tell you how many conversations I've had. You talk with someone and then no one can remember the figures and stuff, and you're trying to remember, we talked about this, I don't remember that. Okay, did we say this number, that number? Jake, I think you said this number. Then you have to write everything down, you have to email, and you got to recall things, and it's like, can we just email and text? So that's what I think about phone calls. But I still take phone calls all the time, and I encourage people to call if they need to. It's just tough. Phone calls are really, really tough. They're really, really tough. You lost the sound. I'm sorry. You probably just talked for 10 minutes and you didn't hear me. I don't know. Yeah, can you hear me? Let me see if it's audio. Audio is working. I don't know. Works on my end. Just you. Okay, good. It was just Bruce. Yeah, sure. I'm not a video. It's not my thing. And I appreciate everything you said, but it's not like, I didn't look at the thing in full. So feel free to email me again, but I'm not like, I have blinders on, which is, to me, it has helped me. That's why you don't see me selling SEO. You don't see me selling websites. You don't see me selling, because I will go off into those realms. And I know shiny objects. I stick with what I do. Sometimes there's cool stuff that pops up and stuff, and I'm always open to that. But the video stuff, and feel free to actually, I've seen this stuff over and over for many years. I've seen so much of this stuff. I'll click the link that you have and see if it's any different, but I've seen this a lot, so I don't know how I feel about it. Maybe we'll see. Oh, well, here's what I was going to show you. We're talking about things in the mail. People say direct mail doesn't work. Why am I getting direct mail from Google? Well, if it doesn't work, then why is Google sending you mail? This is really a really strong selling point for selling direct mail. It's just that sometimes it's nice to confidence yourself that direct mail is a viable channel, and it definitely is. But Google sends you mail. I get this in the mail today. This came in my office mailbox today. Why is Google sending me direct mail? The answer is that direct mail is just another channel of marketing. It's a fantastic channel. Obviously, it's good enough for Google. It's just another solid advertising avenue that will work when other channels won't. It will pick up the people that won't respond to other channels. It's not the end all be all. It can be. I would put my money for most local businesses into direct mail over most anything else. But Facebook ads are still fine. SEO is still fine. Reputation management, social media posting is all still legitimate channels. Billboards can work. There's so many channels of it. Radio ads can work. All this stuff can work and really should be a part of everyone's marketing. What's it called? Strategy. I don't know. Whatever. All these channels are available. Like a big fan. Since Samson's not here, Corey took his place. Since Samson's not here, Samson's usually my big fan. I get the $9.99. Bought me lunch. Thank you, Corey. I haven't eaten yet. Everyone else got to eat, but not me. I'm here doing my live stream. Thank you. He didn't. He's waiting for that email. It never came. You know my employees all the time. Jake, you can send an email. You got your live day. You can send. Yes, I'm gonna send that email. And then we know I'm not gonna send that email. I can't. Something's gonna come up. I'm trying. I did, Fred. I just can't. You know, I'm sorry about that. It's still in the pipeline. But it's good that you ask here. You wanted phone scripts, and I can give you. Yes, absolutely. I can give you our phone script that we used, you know, with slight modifications over years. For those of you who don't know, I had a full phone room here for up until COVID when that went away, and then I couldn't hire more people, and now I just don't need them or want to deal with a whole phone room. But for many years, I had a full phone room. Lots of callers, and we just called for 9x12 ads all day. Well, we called for 9x12 ads. We called selling 9x12 ads for other people. It was a really nice service. You guys missed out that weren't around for that. You could just literally pay next to nothing. I charged so little. It was so little. And you would get, basically you could, if not fill a card, you could pretty much fill a card just with our leads. We would just literally just be on the phone setting appointments for you. Some of them were already sold. Set appointments all day, easy. You had them handed on a silver platter. So we had a really good system. That was a really good thing. And then when we weren't selling the campaigns, we just called around the time zones. We started East Coast and then worked our way west as it got later in the day, earlier for them, and just would sell printing and postcard marketing all day. It was fantastic. I can give you that script, but the problem with scripts, and I have a masterclass on scripts, a mini masterclass. You should probably get that. The mini masterclass script is you can't just copy a script and it works for you. It has to be part of your system. Like the script has to work within your system. If you're trying to sell deals right then and there, then it requires a certain script. If you're trying to set appointments, where you will then close them there, it requires a certain script. The script has to be customized to your business and your whole strategy of things, the way you are doing, your funnel, whatever. It has to be customized to you. On top of the script, which is just as important as the script, is the tonality. No one ever talks about this. The only person I've ever heard talk about is Jordan Belfort. Polarizing figure, but Jordan Belfort is the only person I've ever heard talk about this. And when I heard him first talk about this, it was like I was listening to myself. I was like, "Oh my God!" I mean, this guy gets it. This is the first guy I've ever heard that understands that it's not just the words on the paper; it's how you say it. It's the tone, the tonality. It's how you express things. I can give you a script I can get on the phone and sell. I can set 5 appointments in the next half an hour or something, or 45 minutes. And you can have the exact same script and I will get better results simply because of the tone. So it's not just, that's why I hate giving people just here, this script works, because the tone is required. The way you're saying certain things, the inflection, the way that you're pronouncing, the way that you're expressing things totally makes a complete difference. So there's way more than just the script. Just like you cannot copy a postcard and expect it to have the exact same results. There's a really good, you'll see this in that 9-step thing. I have this mini guide on building a really responsive direct mail. I'm going to start talking about this concept a lot. If we're building a car, the postcard is like a car. Okay. The postcard's like a car. It's like building a supercar. Okay. It's building a car. How fast do you want this car? Do you want this car to go really fast? You want it to look really flashy? We can add a lot of stuff to it. We can spend all our time building this really incredible vehicle. It's a vehicle. That's all the postcard is a vehicle. It gets you from A to B. It gets a message from A to B. How fast it gets there, how compelling it is, right? if you think of the incentive, the offer is like the engine, like you can just crank the thing up by throwing a big offer in there, big offer, big engine. You got how flashy is it going to look? Is it going to stand out? Is it going to be just built for speed? Is it going to be, is this post? We could spend tons of time on this car, on this vehicle. But like any car, you have the driver. Okay, there's the driver of the car. You can have a really, really fast car, but doesn't it make a difference who's driving it? Like, who's driving it? Like the company behind it. If Google sends this out versus you sending it out, Google's going to have a higher response on this. Why? Because they're more well-known, they have bigger reputation, better systems in place. When you go visit this URL, they have a whole back-end system. It's gonna be a whole experience that you might not have. Just like a restaurant, if the most popular restaurant in town sends a crappy postcard, they're going to probably get even way more response than you, the brand new hole in the wall place that no one knows, even if you have a beautiful postcard. So you can't just copy someone else's postcard script or whatever and expect it to have the exact same results, because the driver behind this is going to factor into this. So when you have a really good postcard and you have a really good driver, you have a great combination. But you can have a great postcard and a crappy driver. That's why some people do. I had the best design. I had the amazing design. This postcard was beautiful, but they didn't get the, well, I might not get, well, maybe your company isn't well known. Maybe it sucks. Maybe you suck. Maybe once the people call in or they go on whatever, but they can't even, there's no follow-up. There's no place for them to go. They have a bad experience once they search you online. That's where the reviews come in. If you've got bad reviews or no reviews and someone's excited and they search you online, which is the natural thing people do, maybe they won't respond just because of that. So the postcard is a lot like a vehicle. The script is a lot like a vehicle, but it depends on who's driving it. The driver has to be good too, to really maximize it. And there's something even more. Let me just look at this. There's something even actually more important than that no one thinks about. I will use comments in 1 second. Let me just throw this on here. Wait. What's even more important than the car and the... Here's what no one thinks of this. I used so many banners that it's not letting me. What's even more important? What's even more important than the car and the driver? This is one everyone gets wrong in direct mail. I'm going to ask you guys, though. So we talk about the postcard being a vehicle, and we're building the supercar. We're building this really fast car. We spend all our time and effort on this, but it has to have a good driver, too. The driver factors into it. You can have a fast car in the world. If you've got a really crappy driver, they're not going to know how to drive it. If they have you can have a really good driver in a bad car, and they're still going to be able to work some wonders on it because the driver's just so good. No one thinks about the driver. Everyone's all focused on the vehicle when they're not thinking of the car's influence as well, the driver's influence as well. But there's another thing that's even more important than all those. And I'm curious if anyone, because no one ever thinks of this. No one ever thinks of this. And it is actually the most influencing factor when it comes to all of postcard marketing. All of it. The number one most influencing factor when it comes to response. I wonder if anyone can even get this. I'm curious. I'm going to look through these comments in a second. People saying the offer. Even more important. Even more. The offer is on the car. You put the biggest engine, most amazing, incredible offer. We have the most beautiful postcard. Beautiful postcard. insanely good offer. Car. Just think of in terms of car. You have the car. You have the super car built. This thing will go up 200 miles an hour in a few seconds. It is so lightning fast, and you have an incredibly good driver behind it. So you have all these pieces, but there's something in there that is going to trump everything. Here's the answer. Joey was real close. It's the road. The road. The road. Is the road in good shape? You put the fastest car in the world, fastest driver, and just put a bunch of potholes all over on the NASCAR thing or whatever. I don't care how good of a driver you are. I don't care how good your car is. If the road is either all going all over the place, it's going to take you forever to get to point B, or if it is freaking potholed beyond oblivion. And that's the list, the audience. It's the route that it has to take to get from A to B. You can't, none of this matters unless that road is smooth. So when we do mailings, we're just assuming that we have, okay, it's going to get delivered. We have the post office is going to deliver, and that you have an audience that's going to. If you're trying to get from A to B and you're taking all over this, the way some people do EDDM. Oh, good.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'll pack
Appreciate
up.
it.
See you later.
Thank you, Nick. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah. Dude, you want to come in 11 tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
All right, perfect. See you then.
Okay. See ya. The road trumps everything. The list trumps everything. You can have the greatest freaking offer. You can have the greatest postcard, the greatest company, but if it's not getting to the right people, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you send me something for free, freaking hair coloring or something. I don't care. It doesn't matter. You can give away the house. Freaking pedicure. I don't care. It means nothing to me. Zero. That is the most important driver. But everyone wants to focus on the card. They want the shiny car, the vehicle. They don't want to think about the driver behind it. They don't want to think about the road. They want to send EDDM for something. There's so many examples I want to use, but I don't know if they're watching, and I don't want to embarrass people. You're selling what's something, I gotta find some, because I have a really good example, but I told this person, I said, you're not going to get good. I told them, I said, you're such a niche. This is such a niche. You shouldn't be sending this EDDM. Something like, something real upscale. Let's say like, okay, let's say, what are they called? Were they mosaics? Let's just say that. Okay, the custom mosaics. You make custom mosaics on your floor, on the marble floor. They'll put your name and stuff on your marble floors. Okay, let's just take that as an example. High ticket service, in demand, it's certainly a specialty thing, high income, certain niche audience. Why would you send that EDDM? If you're sending an EDDM, you are sending that to so many. You can have beautiful, the postcard can look incredible. Your company can be amazing. But if you're sending this to EDDM people, let's say you send this to 5,000. How many 5,000 EDDM? You're going to send this to renters. You're going to send this to people living in a $200,000 house. How many of them have marble floors that want a custom mosaic put on their thing? Like, how many of the group is so small that it doesn't matter. The road is so bad. You're trying to get from A to B, but you're taking this wild route where you're going to run out of gas, and it's just, you're never going to get there. Doesn't matter how much money you could spend, $5,000 on the most incredible postcard design ever, with the most incredible, compelling copy. If it is not going to people who can afford this, who are likely to be looking at this niche service, doesn't matter. Super fast supercar, fast driver. Take the fastest car, fastest driver in the world and put them on a potholed freaking crap road in the Himalayas or something. How fast are they going to get there? It doesn't matter. Trumps everything. That just slaughters everything. It is the number one factor when it comes to postcard response. Yeah. Guess what? You can have if you got a great road, you could take a slower car. You could take the freaking the Toyota or something and an average driver, and you're going to get there way faster on a good road than you are in a supercar with a professional driver on a freaking winding, horribly maintained road, and get to that destination faster in less with less effort, because the road is, which is the list. It's the deliverability. It's the getting from point A to B, which it's the list, the audience, the actual delivering, or the carriers delivering it. It's all those factors. Yeah. Yes. Send it to the right people. Now, I'm not saying EDMs. Sometimes you send EDM and it's going to a lot of wrong people, but it still makes sense. There's lots of cases where it still makes sense. That's why a list mailing is always the most responsive. That's why mailing to your own customer list is going to be incredibly more responsive than it's called a house list, than a prospect list. These are all good answers. I mean, these are all really good answers. This is a great answer. There's so many pieces. When you really think about it, there are so many pieces, and there's nine things. I've done so many campaigns. I'm positive I've done more local marketing campaigns than you will ever meet someone ever. I've been involved, seen, put together, consulted, just printed more local marketing campaigns than I do. I've got to be the most on the planet, because it's just an absurdly high amount of just local marketing campaigns. And there are nine factors when it comes to making the best postcard campaign possible. And you can get away with 4 or 5 of them and have a great postcard that works from the top on. Everything from the top works, is more influential than the one under it. Right. And at the bottom, what's funny is at the very bottom are the things that you kind of think of are up at the top. And as you add more and more and more, things get more and more and more and more powerful, to where you're hitting this like all 9, all 10. You're like, this is where you have a card that's insanely powerful. This is a great answer. These are all great. Golf cart batteries. Guy wanting to do it. Golf cart, but yeah, like the golf cart batteries. How many? And these people, well, I understand, because it's a lot. It's your just normal human logic. But they will think, okay, I'm going to send this to, and then they'll do like 500, right? They'll do 500. I'm thinking about sending 500 EDM for my golf cart battery service. Think of 500, because if I get 1% response or something, I get imagine if you just send 500 EDM for golf cart batteries to a nice neighborhood or something. Like, how many of those people have 500, which is such a tiny figure, have golf carts and want these batteries and are like, yeah, I've been looking for this, this, like, the chance is so low. It's like you're just burning you're just burning your money. You're giving it away. You just put it in the toilet. Just throw the money in the toilet. Thank you, Corey. #1 fan for today. You're giving Samson run for his money. But it's true. You look at the car. People build the supercar, the vehicle, put all the money in the vehicle. They don't think of the driver, and they definitely don't think of the road. They don't factor any of those two in. This is the everyday occurrence. Yeah, and so it could be a huge game-changing thing for people to start marketing to their existing list. It's incredible what kind of response you can get. You can even segment that list into people who are buying a lot, people who haven't been around in a long time, and you can send the dormant ones really, really good offers just to get them back. What's nice about direct mail is you just pinpoint it. You can just send specific people really, really good offers. So you don't have to worry about everyone else getting them too. Those would be the only ones that see it. Have you ever sold any products with postcards? I get these all the time. I don't like to turn business away, because I don't want it. I'm number one. I'm not a magician. I don't know. Maybe you'll sell a bazillion of these things. I don't know. So I don't like to guess, or make assumptions too much, because I never know. Sometimes things I didn't think would work out. And sometimes things that I thought would work out don't. But products are really tough. Think of how hard it is to sell a product online. where you're able to even like pretty easily reach the right people. Like you can run Facebook ads, you can run ads in so many different platforms and Amazon. The saturation is so high, the competition is so high. It's just such a saturated market for products and stuff, and you're up against, and even if you have something that's gaining traction, you've got copycats, you've got overseas copycatting and stuff. Direct mail is a nice channel to explore for people, but it's not the right channel in most cases. Products, especially if it's not a local thing, if it's just like something that you make and you're trying to, it's your money in most cases, in my opinion, is better off spent online, not over postcards, because products don't have a high lifetime value. They're usually a one-time product pickup thing. So the math never really works on it. If you're going to spend $2,000 or something, how many of these things do you have to sell? You'll find that it would require a 20% response rate, sale rate. And it's just, the math doesn't work. You're not going to, it's really hard. It's almost impossible in most cases. I have seen things like electrical. For a while, a guy was having a really good results with electrical, these electrical things that like generators that would keep your home powered on when there was storms. And I think he was in an area where that was a common thing, and you lose your power, and it was an inexpensive way to keep power running in your house. He was doing really good with that for years. But for the most part, just products don't, the math doesn't work. It's hard to get the math to work. Yeah, you're going to have to buy the guide. You're going to have to buy the guide. Pay the piper. You're going to have to pay the piper. Vance's marketing is about the number of touches to make the customer confident. That's a super overlooked thing, and that's a huge, huge part on the 9 things, is that consistency. Huge part. You can mail and mail and mail and continue to see upwards response going up and up and up before it plateaus and before it falls off. You can mail for long periods of time, and you will usually see this arc of response going up, and then it will go up. So on your 6th, 7th mailing, it depends on the services, it will reach up, because that's when people start really, really recognizing you. This is common with real estate. It can take a year, can take a good year, to where you start really seeing people consistently recognizing you. You don't always know where they're coming from. So people will be like, I see you around. They may not say I see the postcard. It's a combination of things. They see you in the mail. They see your sign. They see you and online. They see you in multitudes of places, but they all come together. If you're a realtor and you're thinking about doing like one mailing, you might as well not do it, because you can't expect someone to list their house when they see you one time. It's going to take multiple times. Same with insurance, same with a lot of things. And advanced home services, it's the same with home services. The only good thing is you can often get response right away from an initial mailing, but that will climb up and up as people get it again. And over seasons, they saw you last season, they didn't act. This season, they see you again. Oh, this guy's still around. This must be pretty good. And then they call. So Earl lives in a town with many golf communities. He lives with 800 homes. Most have golf carts. Maybe they do. Yeah, maybe a golf community. Maybe you should be sending them to them. So maybe you do good on that one. That would probably be a good audience to send to. A golf cart village. 800 golf carts. That probably would be a good place to send that then, huh? Yeah, no problem, Wade. No problem at all. I'm probably going to cut this short because I'm starving. I got to shout out Corey Pebler again for my big fan. We got to remember to get Corey's out, too. Those stickers, Corey's stickers. Don't let me forget that. If there's no other questions, I'm going to cut the live off. I appreciate all you guys showing up again. Sorry for not sending an email. I'll try to do better on that next time. Sorry, I'm so far from the microphone. I probably can't hear me the whole time. Thank you. Thank you. Great seeing all of you. Maybe I'll get my video game on again. Start pumping out these YouTube videos. I'm trying. We're trying, Lena. Fred. Yeah, no problem. Somebody would do I would love to do an episode on tonality. That's my strong. Is one of my strong points. It's something I really, the way you say things when you're talking scripts. That's why I can go and maybe sell more than another person, just because of the tonality, the way you talk. It's the way you emphasize certain things, the way you end a sentence. You can see there was tonality. End a sentence. There's these ways that you say things that can mean all the difference. All the difference. And there's some of them are really sneaky. Some of them are super sneaky. And getting people to say things that they probably shouldn't say. Yeah. Try to remind me on that. Okay. Have a good weekend, all of you. And Bruce, I appreciate you showing up. I miss my man John Hayes. He didn't show up today. Tim Black's got they didn't show up. I didn't send the email. I will see you guys next week, next Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern time.